Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course from New Earth One Network. This is designed exclusively for your higher self connection and embodiment. Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course. This is on a new healing modality, truly a modality of consciousness, as we can literally change our cells, the programming in our cells, the DNA. And this is more of a focus on how we can do it for weight loss, as well as many other systems in our physical beingness. My guests today are Jennifer Thompson and Yvonne Zook, who's here to talk about DECU, which is Dermal Expression Cellular Upgrade. Thank you both for being here. We're excited for this session today.
Thank you, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren. Thank you. So today we're going to talk a little bit about DECU, the Dermal Expression Cellular Upgrade, and how that can support us and assist us in weight loss. And I think so many people that are searching and looking for how they can shift their body to lose weight really have a lot of information. You know, they've read a lot of books, watched a lot of videos, tried many different diets or exercises, and keep coming back to the same place. Like they feel like something hasn't changed, or something they don't know, or something they don't understand. And this modality is a completely different way of approaching how we look at the physical body, how we look at our consciousness and our programming to shift our reality, to shift our body, how we look at food. And so the DECU, Dermal Expression Cellular Upgrade, is going into the cell and looking at the programs to see why we hold the frequency that we do, why our body holds the weight that it does continuously, or gains, or you know, what's happening within us. And then we can use that awareness to reprogram and bring in new information to allow our body to shift and hold that until our consciousness starts shifting, and then we can start seeing changes within ourselves. We can use this to see the awareness of like what we think about food. You know, are we using food to change how we feel or to avoid how we feel? So it's just a whole new way of really experiencing our body and our food, bringing the awareness into our life.
Yes, and it's definitely stepping into this new paradigm of healing. And we have so much more that's available to us now from that spiritual sense, that spiritual, just going within our hearts and really connecting to that spirit that's within all of us. And allowing ourselves to be open to that guidance. And this is a class that you come into, and a lot of times we want to analyze everything and we want to know why and how. And what I love about it is just by saying yes to this course, the information is working inside of the body without us having to do anything, just being present, just saying yes, and just continuing to sit in that space, you move into that higher awareness and that higher state of consciousness that is so supportive and so loving and wants us to move back into our wholeness. We're so programmed by everything that's around us. And they say that we're like a computer before the age of 7. And we're everything that's coming in and giving us information, we're creating these programs that really keep us limited and keep us beyond moving into that full potential. So this class is all about, yes, it's about weight loss, but then we go deeper into the process of, why am I not losing weight? Why am I making these choices that aren't really that good for my body? And so it's moving you into that place of feeling a lot of love for yourself and that person that we all came here to be. So there's so much, it goes beyond just a weight class as far as eat this, exercise, do this program. It really is the core of, let's get into the nitty gritty of why I'm not losing weight. And so now you have this tool that you can use and take with you throughout your day. And whenever you bump up against something, a thought comes in that's not supporting you, we have this tool that is taught in the class that you can use on yourself to bring you more into that empowerment place and step into that divine guidance and just show that beautiful person that you truly are.
Yes, going so deeply within that we're getting to the root of these programs. And so what are some of the things that you see coming up for people, the nitty gritty of why they're not losing weight? It's so individual for everyone, but can you share a few examples?
I think two of the biggest ones, individually and collectively, fear and shame. And they can feel really heavy, and we can even sometimes feel like have an awareness that we're feeling fearful or that we have shame, but it doesn't shift. We still feel stuck in that pattern, or sometimes it's not even fully in our consciousness, fully in our awareness that we have shame about our body or what we're eating or even our thoughts. And so using the DECU process, when we start having this awareness, to go in to reprogram the cells to hold a different frequency, to allow us to step into a new way of being, which is it's elevating our frequency. And every time that happens, we feel lighter and we feel brighter. And when we start feeling lit up about who we are, and we feel inspired, and we feel those joy and happiness about being alive and creating our life from a different place, everything starts becoming magical and changing in our life. But we see it all around us, and it's subtle in some ways, and in other ways it's really, really kind of in our face. The shame thing about food and what we think we're supposed to look like. I had an awareness at the gym a few weeks ago, just how beautiful every woman and every man in the gym was. And they're in there working out, and I don't know that they really get how beautiful they are, because I don't know that they can see themselves, like as they're working out, like, they can't see themselves from the back or from the side or something, but there really is something beautiful and beauty in every human being. And when we can start finding that place within ourselves to see that beauty and start building on that. And this really supports us in doing that.
And I love that you brought up the point of seeing the beauty in everyone. And the DECU process really does allow you to go into that place of being able to see that beauty that we all hold inside of us. And so many of these programs are unconscious. We're not aware of them. And that is, our cells hold that memory of a deep underlying message that we replay back and forth. And when you ask that question, what are the big obstacles? What are the big emotions? I also heard unworthiness. And by using the DECU process and being able to trace that energy inside of the cell, it's the bringing in this awakening, this awareness, to be able to just uncover that and seeing it as information and not being afraid of it, because it's just here to help us. It's just here to help us move beyond these belief systems that are holding us back. And I remember doing some old healing work years ago, and she was able to uncover a memory that was inside my cell that I couldn't remember. But when she asked me to say something out loud to release this, I just started crying, like tears pouring down my face. And it's the only session I remember out of doing so many. And maybe it's to share this information with everyone that we really do hold that memory in ourselves. And now we have the ability and these processes that help us move into something different and just stepping into that new person that we are. And even saying that, it's lighting up my whole body, because it's why we're here, and it's here now for us. And it's just such a gift.
Yvonne, as you're talking about unworthiness, I was also hearing, like, at a deep level, people feel like they're separate from spirit or separate from their higher self, especially when they're learning in their journey, on their spiritual journey, right? They're looking for signs sometimes to figure out how they're connected to spirit, source, God, the divine, their higher selves. And doing this work, when you really start feeling it and you're feeling the embodiment of your highest potential, it really lights you up.
Yeah, you're just able to feel how you're not alone in this, and that we are so supported and so guided. It's just us getting out of our own way and allowing that connection to just blossom and come through, and just stepping into that power of who we came here to be. And it's a simple process, but it's also something that we commit to, and you use it as a guide to move you into that direction. And I think sometimes, that's where the class comes in, is very helpful, because we're very supportive in that process, because that can be the most challenging part, because it feels so good to go through the process and feel that divine connection. But then when you're on your, you leave the class, and here you have this modality to help you move in that direction. And that's a lot of times where people will bump up against the uncomfortable, because you're moving into that new frequency, that new way of being. So that is where the class really comes in and helps people to stay in that space and to feel okay in the uncomfortable, and to know that you're going in the direction that you want to go into.
This is the shift in consciousness isn't it? We're witnessing it in our lives. This is truly what it means to shift in consciousness. Such an amount of self-love. This is when we remake this connection, remember this connection to the higher self. It involves self-love. And we're going to experience a little technique with your tool that you've developed with this DECU, and how we can truly uncover the unconscious programming within the cells. Yet it truly all comes down to awareness and self-love, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a key part. We can do this work and feel elated. Sometimes the challenge, though, is holding that vibration. Can you offer some advice on that?
Part of it is the practice. So when you do, like I say, you do a DECU session on yourself because you have an awareness of something in your life that is upsetting or causing frustration or resistance for you. And then when the next situation or area arises, you can do the practice again. But what you start noticing is when you feel that vibration or that frequency, the divine within you, it's a memory within your cells. So when you're noticing that frequency within you, that divine within you, and you start just remembering that feeling, your body will start resonating within that same frequency because it remembers it. And we can all do this thinking about something sad that we've experienced, right? Our body can go right back to that really quickly. And it can also learn to go to the same frequency of feeling divine.
I think we're all doing that right now.
Mhm.
Yes. And so it's just a practice. And so then when we're like having a moment where we're feeling the wah wah or something, whatever your internal sound is when you're feeling less than fabulous in that moment, just reconnecting to that divine, feeling that frequency and inviting your body and your cells to resonate at that frequency, and your cells will do it. I'm there. It's because Lauren invited me and reminded me, like, how do we do this? And my body's like, oh yes, I know how to do this. So that's the practice. And so the more we do this, the more it becomes who we are and how we live our life.
Yeah, it truly is a way of being. And as Jennifer said, it's remembering that feeling that is within us, that we were born with, that the true essence of where we come from. And that's what is so magical about the classes, is just by sitting in the classes, it's reawakening that feeling and that knowing that's within all of us. And it's so powerful.
It's so powerful. I'm showing all of our images here because I think we've each visibly changed, feeling this energy. Jennifer, we saw you change as you were speaking there. And I just love that. And wow, when we talk about New Earth being a vibration, this is the vibration. When we talk about unity consciousness, this is the vibration.
And in this, just in this moment, this experience that we had with weight loss, how many times are we feeling sad, lonely, scared, confused, frustrated, and we go and get a bowl of ice cream, a bowl of potato chips, something outside of ourselves to bring in to change how we feel? I've been there, I've done that. And so then when we learn this experience of we can connect to the divine, shift how we feel, we don't have to get something outside of ourselves, like food, to change how we feel.
And to really give ourselves a break too on, because there's so much information that we're surrounded by. influencing us to make those choices, to turn to those sweets, to turn to, those snacks that are more decadent. So giving ourselves that love, and it's okay that we've made those choices, and now just bringing in this new modality that helps us, puts us in the driver's seat to making different choices.
Yes, just that act of awareness, again, awareness. And I too, I mean, we've all done it. When, for me, it's a specific trigger. I've worked really hard to overcome competition. It's something, being a television news reporter for many years, it was pretty much embed in us, that level of competition, even within the newsroom. And so for me, when I see that, and it's just a belief system in my cells, and when I see that, Jennifer, you called it wah, wah. I call it a pity party, and we can all slip into it.
When we've had those moments when we've not been so kind to ourselves, like when we're noticing that we've slipped or kind of beating up on ourselves because we've maybe felt stressed about competition or something, even using DECU to be kind and loving to ourselves. It's a phenomenal tool for that. And I know Yvonne and I have been talking a lot about this as a tool, but it really becomes a way of life. How do we keep shifting this awareness so we can bring ourselves to love, bring ourselves to the connection with the divine? And, we're offering this now as a guide and a tool to shift for weight loss, but it really is our way of being, our way of life. And if somebody is concentrating on losing weight and that's their awareness, it kind of is their whole life right then. They kind of really get caught up in this because they're thinking about it all the time. It doesn't go away. They're always thinking about it. And so it really will support people in feeling less stressed, more at peace, and just definitely that connection to the divine.
And also the process of this whole process is it's bringing in the balance, because we get on that thought process of, oh, this is bad, this is good. And so just by doing this process, getting the mind out of the way, or connecting to that right side of the brain, connecting to that heart space, and allowing yourself to just receive and to just know that nothing needs to be explained, because just by connecting to this process, that divine guidance, it's all balancing it out for us. And I think about, the old way of healing. We had to know everything, and the mind had to be so involved with the process. And this is so different. This is just, okay, I'm going to let go. I'm going to open my heart. I'm going to receive. I'm going to connect to my divine within. And I'm so supported in the process. So don't think about it. Just allow.
And I want to say science is showing how intelligent our cells are. This is really supporting, science is supporting what we're learning through this process. So it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool indeed. That Nassim Haramehn's work even goes into black holes in our cells, and that is our connection to the cosmos as well, and all that is. So more is to be revealed through science in this, and you guys are literally helping people reprogram these unconscious belief systems in all areas of our life, and actually through the dermal expression of the cellular upgrade. And that goes into looking radiant and beautiful and losing weight, shedding excess weight by getting to the root cause. All right, let's do an experience.
So I invite everyone to just put your hands on your hearts and close your eyes and just take some deep breaths and just connect to that higher heart, your guidance within. And our intention is to invite the highest frequency available to all of us. And we ask that the information flow through us, that we see, we hear, and we feel. Now we know what it is to move us into our next. Our intention is to rewire the cellular memory, inviting eternal youth, health, and well-being. Thank you. And going into the universal master cell and asking for the program that wants our attention. And I hear I am less than, not being good enough. And we ask for the fear. And I do hear a fear of competition. And that fear of stepping into our full power. And the emotions of shame and guilt. And Jennifer, I'd love for you to add anything else that we want to acknowledge.
I'm really getting a belief system that we have to know that we're going to be safe in the future before we can start.
And from the first part,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Just asking to clear, cancel, and delete that belief system that safety is a destination.
From the first particle of existence to this time and space called now, we clear, cancel, and delete any feelings of unworthiness, not being good enough, the fear of competition, the fear of stepping into our full potential. Clear, cancel, and delete shame and guilt. And now we invite the rainbow light in, the 7 rays of consciousness. And just allow this energy to move through your body into every cell and every molecule and all the space in between. This is the consciousness that's clearing away everything that's not supporting you, making space for the new, bringing everything into balance and integration. And Jennifer, I'd love for you to bring in the I am statement.
So, a moment. I am free to be me. I am safe, making choices from my heart. I am divinely guided. I am free to be me. I am safe making choices from my heart. I am divinely guided.
I'm free to be me. I am safe to make choices with my heart. I am divinely guided. And just feel this frequency moving into your cells, witnessing this new upgraded frequency that's taking space in every cell in your body. The gift of who you truly are. And just breathing this in. Thank you. I love you. It is done.
This is bringing in the balance, reprogramming ourselves, filling ourselves with a higher frequency of us, of source, of creation. Thank you so much for this. This is our space now to talk about ways that people can go deeper in this process. Can you share on your course? It's a workshop.
So we'll meet 6 times, but there's also some really great classes that have been like previous courses that people have taken. So that material will be there for people to watch. And there's great material in there as well, like PDFs to print out and read. And what we just did, you will learn to do that for yourself. You will learn to be able to connect with the divine, hear and feel that information, and work on your own cells and upgrade your own cells to shift what is happening for you and where you're feeling resistance. And, you know, we're going to be meeting every week to see how it's going for everybody and, you know, what challenges they might be facing. Like, because sometimes it can be hard stepping into new stuff, right? And so that's what we're there for, is to support everybody through this process so that they can be successful in doing this, so that you're not alone and that it's not scary, because you're divinely guided and we're all together as a group to really like show you how to do this, support you through every step of the way, and help you be successful in learning this process and learning how to be aware and reprogram yourselves.
And I think about when I was going through these classes, I was always so nervous to ask questions. And now that's really a big part of how we teach, because the questions bring in new information and we're constantly evolving. So the classes are changing. So we invite everyone to really participate and be a part of it. And it is, you know, the more we can show that vulnerability within all of us, it gives everyone else permission to step into that space. And we're in this group where there is so much support, and we really want everyone to just step into their wholeness. So all of the classroom information that's there for everyone to listen to. And with these I am statements, you know, it's a gift to give to yourself, and it's a discipline to allow yourself to be quiet for that time and connect to your heart and repeat those I am statements. And that's where my experience, okay, so we're moving into these new higher states of awareness, higher frequencies. I am divinely guided. And you're going to be shown that you are, but that's where the challenges come in a little bit, because it's almost like you're stepping into this space of, okay, we're going to clear away this old consciousness. And so a lot of times you're shown what it is, to allow yourself to see it and acknowledge it and feel it, and then move into that new space. And the course is going to be an hour and 15 minutes, it's actually 5 to 6:15 Eastern Standard Time. And people that do feel shy, we always, we read their questions through email. So there's always that opportunity too, if you don't feel comfortable speaking out in class. So, and it's all pre-recorded, or it's all recorded, so you can you're not able to be in the class at that time, everything is available to you whenever it's convenient for you.
Perfect. I actually love that people can start right away with the previous course recordings that you've got, because that's just a great body of information and techniques and experiences that everyone can get started with learning and listening, printing out the PDFs and really going for it, so that when the class comes about, there's already been an experience, and that really makes for rich questions as we apply it truly in our life. So I love the format of that, and quite a great community that you guys have, very supportive in this space, a very safe space as well.
I think people will see too, when they watch the videos, that the people that show up in the classroom are coming there with their own experiences when they've done the process on themselves, and they're asking questions like, so when I tried this is how it worked for me, and I have a question. Or, in the class we do sessions on people individually as well as group clearings. So, through the course, you're going to receive lots of group clearings and more clearings for yourself to support you, and then working on yourself too. So this will be a lot of shifting and growing through the 6-week process. But it's a tool that you learn that you're just going to have forever. It's something that's always with you, that you can apply to all kinds of areas of your life. It can be used with abundance, or a blemish on your face, or a wrinkle, or all sorts of things. It's not limited to just the weight loss, but this is a great gift to be able to use it with weight loss. And I don't know if we said it, but it's actually starting on January 26th as well. So I just wanted to.
And I also want to acknowledge how Jules with Eternal Gold Beauty and Activate Evolution.com, she is the person that is really has shared this information with us and has received this gift from Divine. And now here we are, Jennifer and I, just sharing it all with everyone that wants to step into this space. So it truly is a beautiful gift.
And I wanted to invite people to be the I am statements that we received during that session today. You can put your hand on your heart, and you can use those in the morning and the evening to really support reprogramming your cells, because that's the new information. The old programs were cleared, and that brings in the new information to support your cells in a new way of being. And we typically invite people to use those for 3 weeks to 45 days until the cells hold that new consciousness. And that's how we do the shifting. And it's even just talking about right now, it's like I can feel my body like feeling into those I am statements that we just brought in again. So it's fun.
Yeah.
It really is a feeling journey, isn't it?
It really is. And the more that you say yes to it, and the more that you give yourself that time to experience it, the more you're going to feel it, the more your cells wake up. It's really this rebirthing of who we are.
And part of what we're learning along the way too is, feelings have information, where emotions are creating the chemical responses in our body. That's where we get triggered. And so part of what we're clearing and healing with the DECU are those emotions that trigger us with the chemical reactions. So sometimes we're like, this thing just happens to me, and I can't explain why this thing triggers me. So we can look at that with DECU to heal all of that. We heal the program, the emotion, the fear, and then it shifts that chemical reaction that their body has been having, that it feels like we have no control over. But it just stops when you start working with DECU. Those things that triggered you before no longer trigger you.
Yeah.
It's like magic.
I started to getting kind of excited for the triggers because it was information that was coming through. I'm like, yes, something else to clear and move through and bring me closer into that person that I came here to be. At first I went into blame because that's our natural reaction. But once you start really using the process, you start to be more aware and shifting that way of thinking and seeing that it's here to help you and help you evolve.
I had this is a little aside, but I was getting married this summer and I was really nervous about wearing a dress. But at first I wasn't picking up like that was what was upsetting me. But when I really started looking at it, I'm like, I had never wanted to wear a dress my whole life. And so finally did a session around the dress wearing. And it was such a relief. It's like, now I wear dresses. Like, I enjoy wearing dresses now. But I had events my whole life that I didn't attend because I was required to wear a dress. So I just didn't show up. And I didn't realize like how upsetting it was to me. Like I just didn't see my pattern around it. And so through the DECU process, I was able to heal that.
Yeah, it creates so much change in such a simple, subtle way.
So thank you both for this experience today. We have actually shifted just listening to you both speak with the consciousness and awareness of these emotions. And so happy clearing, everyone. Happy getting excited for the triggers.
I just want to invite people, if you're really feeling that you're looking for something different, that there's something that you want to try that's different. You can, feel it in your heart. Whatever it is in your life, give yourself some freedom to be brave and try something new.
Yeah, I love that, Jennifer. Just inviting everyone that's feeling called to say yes to this class, because we both love being a part of this so much. And there's just so much love and support when we all come together and we're in that reflection with each other to show each other and to know that you're not alone and that you have people and your whole spiritual team that wants you to be in that space of feeling so much joy and love and happiness for who we all are.
We are supported in beautiful ways in this sense. And we invite everyone watching and listening to check out this online workshop and also the recordings and the video portal that comes with this program, so you can start right away. All of this information is on this web page or the link in the description of this video. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you.
are really feeling this vibration. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. And thank you, everyone.